Hey everybody, it's Miss Mitchell for this week's counseling tip of the week. This week we're talking about graduation requirements. Last week we talked about promotion requirements. This week we're talking about graduation requirements because I want you all to graduate. So let me do as I do every week. I'm going to do what? I'll share my screen. Let me share my screen. And let's see, we are going to go to our junior advisement presentation. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right, so you need 23 credits in order to graduate. For math, for English, for science, for social studies, PE/help, which is 1 credit, and 7 electives. 3 CTAE fine arts or world language. It can be a mashup of those. We'll talk about that in a moment. And 4 additional electives. All right, so let's talk about it. So 3 English. You must have 4 English. 2 of the 4 must be 9th grade lit and American lit. The other 2 can be anything else, but you have to have 9th grade lit or American lit. Here at Eagles Landing High School, we typically have 9th lit in the 9th grade, world lit in the 10th grade, American lit in the 11th grade, and British lit in the 12th. But some students, they start taking dual enrollment classes, so those can count. Or AP classes, but you must have within your 4 units of English, 9th grade lit and American lit. Moving on to social studies. You must have world history, U.S. history, and Gov Econ. Most students take Gov Econ their senior year. It's a semester of government, not a semester, 9 weeks of government and a 9 weeks of economics. So you have to have these 3. Some students take world geography or AP human geography their 9th grade year, but those are not considered social studies requirements. They are social studies electives. So those will go into your electives column. Those are not 3 of the social studies that you have to have. You have to have world history, U.S. history, and Gov Econ. You have to have 4 science, but 2 of the 4, 1 must be biology, 1 must be physical science or physics. Those are similar, not quite the same, but they're in the same science family. So you have to have biology, have to have physical science. If you take physical, that counts as your physical science. If you take physics. And you have to have either environmental science, earth systems, or chemistry. And then 1 additional science. So for instance, you may have taken environmental science your 9th grade year, and then biology, and then physical science. Well, you could take earth systems your senior year or chemistry your senior year. But you have to have biology, physical science, either earth science, environmental science, or chemistry, and 1 additional science. And those are listed below. Human anatomy, forensic science. Some CTAE classes count as a 4th science. So if you're confused about that, definitely talk to me or your counselor. 4 science. And math, you have to have 4 math. Algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2, or advanced algebra. Advanced algebra was the name for algebra 2 before it changed. And then a 4th math, either advanced math decision making or pre-cal. You have to have 4 math. Some students started out with foundations of algebra. So if you did that, you can have foundations of algebra, algebra 1, geometry, or algebra 2. However, if you started out with foundations of algebra and you plan to leave high school and go straight to a 4-year college or university, you more than likely have to take 1 additional math like that AMDM or pre-cal, because a lot of 4-year colleges, although they recognize the foundations of algebra, they want you to have 1 course above algebra 2. So again, that's a question we can talk more about with your counselor, or you would need to check with the advisor for the college that you're planning on attending. All right, and then you have to have 7 electives. 3 must be either CTAE, fine art, or foreign language, and let me show you what I mean by that. So here's an example. You can have 3 CTAE, basic ag, animal science, plant science, bam. That's a pathway. You'll be a pathway completer. Or you can have 3 fine arts, band 1, band 2, band 3, bam. You could have 3 foreign language, Spanish 1, Spanish 2, Spanish 3, bam. You got your 3. Or you could do a mashup. You can do basic ag 1 year, band 1 year, and Spanish 1 year. But they all count in that category. And then you can have four of anything else. You can do some more CTAE courses. You can do some more fine arts courses. Some students do multiple pathways, or you could do, a lot of students love team sports, weight training, psychology, sociology. So there are any number of electives. Any class that's above your required academic classes are considered electives. So your CTAEs are electives, fine arts are electives. They're all electives. They're just different categories of electives. So I hope that helps. And I'm trying to stick with my time. I probably went over because I always go over, but not that much. So you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.